Hey guys, welcome back to Matthew Vinyl. In today's video I'll be showing my cassette tape vinyl collection. Now this video was requested by Aussie Vinyl Dude, so a shout out to you. So yeah, I'm going to be showing all of my official tapes today. I've got them in two sections. I got one section ones that I have played already, and I got my other section ones that I have not played yet, but I will get around playing soon. Most of this music is going to be from the 50s and 60s, however there are a few there from the 70s and 80s. So starting from my listen pile, I do have Cliff Richard, Wired for Sound. This is his album from 1981, I believe, and this is an original British copy, as you can see on the nice EMI tape there. The majority of my tapes are both from charity shops. I did get a few from my local record shop, but I don't think I've ever bought a tape from online before. But let's continue. I now have Nick Berry, Heartbeat. This is from a TV program called Heartbeat, which is set in the 60s, I believe. This only has 2 tracks on them. Of course, it does have the Buddy Holly cover of Heartbeat. This came out in 1992. It's definitely a good cover, you know, it's a decent program as well. And now we have The Drifters 25 Greatest Hits. Now, I think this came out in the 80s sometimes. Some of the tracks are re-recorded, I believe, but for the most part, they are all the original recordings. I've only played this a handful of times. Currently, this does last for about an hour and 12 minutes, so very cool Drifters there. Now, this is one of my favourite tapes. This is an EMI tape from the 70s. Now, this is 20 all-time great hits from the 60s, and these have all EMI artists from the 60s. I'll show you the tape real quick before I get into the track listing. As you can see there, it's on a nice EMI tape. This came out in about, I think, 1975 or something like that. I will show you the insert so you can see what tracks are on them. They're mainly 60s, but it does have one 50s track. It has Traveling Light by Cliff Richard and The Shadows, Sloop John B, The Beach Boys, Catch Us If You Can, Dave Clark 5, I Like It, Jerry and the Pacemakers, Getaway, Georgie Fame, You Don't Know, Helen Shapiro, Piltdown Marriage Again by the Piltdown Men, I Can't Let Go, The Hollies, Do What Diddy Diddy, Manfred Mann, High Time, Paul Jones. That's side 1. Side 2 has Poor Me, Adam Faith, Do You Want to Know a Secret, Billy J. Kramer and the Dakotas, Wonderful Land, The Shadows, Excerpt from a Teenage Opera by Keith West, If You're Gonna Make a Fool of Somebody, Freddie and the Dreamers, Wild Wind, John Layton, Woman, Peter and Gordon, 100 Pounds of Clay, Craig Douglas, I'm a Moody Guy, Shane Fenton, and it ends with For Your Love by the Yardbirds. Now, this was issued on vinyl as well, but it's a very good compilation, and it does sound quite good on tape as well. I don't own the vinyl, so I can't really comment on the vinyl, but this tape definitely does sound good. Now we have this 60s Mania. This came out again in the 80s sometime, and it does have some 60s hits. Yeah, this came out in 1988. It's on the Telstar label. That is the full track list in there, as you can see. It does have some very good tracks on this. It does sound quite good as well. And that is the tape there itself, as you can see. Very nice. Now we have the 60s #1 hit. I believe this is also released on that Telstar label. It is, and this came out in 1987. So a few of the tracks on the one that I've just shown are on this one too, but this has more tracks, as you can see there, has all those great tracks there, and a cool cover as well. Very cool cover. Does sound good again, you know, the Telstar label. I do own some of their vinyl releases too, and they do sound quite good, so you will know this is a decent release. Very good, cool. Bought this in a charity shop again for quite cheap, so happy to have this. And now we have Old Gold. Now, I do collect Old Gold for vinyl too, but I do have a few tapes, as you can see. This is part 7 of the Sound of the 60s. I do not own the whole set yet, unfortunately. That's the tape there. Came out in 1989. You might need to pause it if need be, but that is the full track list in there. As you can see, it has a cool jukebox on the front as well. And staying with the Old Gold releases, I have part 5 here as well. I've done it in the wrong order there, but there you go. There's part 5. And it looks pretty much the same, has those tracks there. Again, pause if you need to. And now I do have my only Beatles tape. This is with the Beatles. This came out in the 70s again. It's similar to the EMI one that I showed earlier. The label is not as best condition. I mean, the second label does kind of come off there. And the side 1 label is a bit manky and stuff, but it still sounds good. Like, it still plays through all the way good, very well. Of course, the track listing is changed, of course, as you'd expect with tapes, and that is the way it goes on this release. So it is very interesting to see the Beatles being played in this way, but it's still good. It's good to have. I found it at a charity shop for about £1, so it's definitely a steal. Like, very good deal on that. But there you go. Right, guys, now I'm going to be showing the tapes that I have got but I haven't played yet. I'm going to start with this box set actually. It's called The Immortal Jim Reeves. Again, I've seen that this has been released on vinyl. Do not own the vinyl though, but I do own these tapes, these 3 tapes here. And I got this for £1, the whole thing for £1 in the charity shop. So very cool to have. It has pretty much everything you'd want from Jim Reeves. Now I have these 2 cool twin tapes. This is called Love Classics. Pretty much 60s and 70s love songs. You might need to pause it there to see every single track, but it's got 50 songs. And of course, there's a nice little twin tape on a clear case there. And I do own another twin tape. This is Petula Clark, the best of. It has 4 sides of her greatest hits. Very good singer, some very good tunes as well. Now I have another EMI release. This is Buddy Holly Legend. This is in partnership with MCA and Coral. And it does have pretty much every Buddy Holly hit there was, really. As you can see there. Does have some very good tracks. That is side 1, of course. I'll show you side 2. There's side 2 there. Of course, Buddy Holly, one of the greatest of all time. You know, of course, I own them on every format, physical format. I've got them on vinyl, CD, and of course, cassette tape. So there you go, my Buddy Holly release. Now I have Chet Atkins Guitar Magic. Now I don't know too much about him. I got this for free, pretty much. But it's cool to have. I do like country music. Just haven't played it just yet, but there you go. I have Chuck Berry, The Collection. Now, I'm unsure if these are all re-recorded. I think they are original recordings, but I might be wrong there. But it has, again, pretty much every Buddy Holly hit that you expect to see. And now I have Connie Francis, Love Songs. Of course, she's a very good singer. Some very good tunes. I would take off and show you all the track listing, but it's kind of stuck together there, so I have to read that first one, unfortunately. And now I have Donovan. And of course, Donovan is one of my favourite singers. Now, I believe this is a 2 tape set, but I bought this in my local record shop and it only came with 1. So I am currently missing the 2nd tape in this. But if you want to look it up, that is the name of it there. But I say I'm missing the 2nd tape. And now I have Doris Day. She's got some very good songs. I do own a few for 78th and stuff. And that's the tape there on the Telstar label. And it does come with a little photograph there of Doris Day. And it has all of those tracks. Again, pause if you feel that you want to read it. And now I have Elvis Presley, a Christmas album. This copy, again, came out in this came out in Germany, this one. This is a German tape, RCA label. That's the track listing there, of course. It's got a nice photo of Elvis there as well. So yeah, this is a nice German issue. I think all my tapes are really just British ones, apart from, again, this one, which is German. But yeah, and I now also have Fairground Attraction. Now, I haven't actually heard the album in full, but I do like the song Perfect. It's one of my favourite songs of all time. Yeah, this one's German too, so I was wrong there. This is also German, made in West Germany. So yeah, I can't comment on the whole album, but I do love that song Perfect. It's a perfect song. Frank Sinatra, 20 Golden Greats. Now, I know I said I wasn't showing many bootlegs, but because this sort of a official release, I'm going to show it. This is from, I believe this was Saudi Arabia, and it's a little bootleg of his greatest hits. I bought this in a charity shop, so I'm assuming someone's went on holiday somewhere and brought it back with them. But I say it is from Saudi Arabia, so yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like, I don't know how it sounds again because I haven't really heard it yet. And now I do have this other bootleg Frank Sinatra tape. It's called The Very Best of Frank Sinatra. I think this was Singapore or some place like that. I can't remember it exactly, but it's another one of those little bootleg ones. Again, found this in the same charity shop, so I'm assuming someone's been on holiday and picked it up. No, it wasn't Singapore. This one was from the United Arab Emirates, because I do have one that's from Singapore, but this one is from the UAE. I do have this one from Bahrain, as you can see here. Another one of these Frank Sinatra bootlegs. It's in the exact same case. It's on a Thompson tape there. Yeah, the Frank Sinatra Collection, Volume 1, Bahrain Duty Free, apparently. So, Bahrain or some place like that. And I do have this Little Richard tape. This is from Holland. And I believe it's from, yeah, 1993. And I think they're re-recordings. I don't think they are re-recordings, but I'm not too sure as of now. Again, I do have this same sort of release. This is Gene Pitney, And this one's been sealed. This is still sealed. This has been sealed since 1993, and it's another one of those Dutch ones. So I'm going to try and keep this sealed for as long as I can. They got a cool little Gene Pitney one there as well. I forgot to mention this one until I pull this one out. But there you go. Now I have this Nat King Cole one. Again, it's very similar to the Frank Sinatra one. It's in a similar style. I think this is from the UAE or Singapore, because one of them I do have is from Singapore. But I think this one is from the UAE. But again, one of those Frank Sinatra ones was from Singapore. Anyways, this has pretty much all of his big hits as well. Again, I haven't played it yet, so I can't exactly tell you how it sounds. And now I do have this Patsy Cline cassette. Now, I've never really dove deep into her career much, but that is the track listing there, by the way. So yeah, I do know the song Crazy, of course, a great song. I don't own her in any other format. I might do on like some sort of compilation on vinyl, not on CD or anything like that. There you go. And I have one of my favourite singers of all time. It is Sam Cooke, of course, absolutely great. And it has pretty much all of his best hits on it. This came out in 1988. That is the track listing there. It's called Wonderful World. And again, he's one of my favourite singers, of course. Sadly, he died as well, of course, but you know, he's still good. We've still got his songs to remember him by. I say it's got a very good track listing, even though I haven't heard it yet. But there you go. Now for this one, I don't own all of the tapes in this collection, but it's called The Golden Age of Rock and Roll 1958. I looked on Discogs and I've seen there's like a few releases under this label. They've done like 1960 and stuff like that, but I've only got number 3 on the like 1958 set. Again, I bought this in my local record shop, and at the time I didn't realise that it was a part of a 6. I didn't really check number 3 there, but still have regardless. I'll show you the track listing for number 3, but of course I can't really tell you what's on 1 or 2. But that is side 1 there, and that is side 2. So it does have some good stuff in there. Of course, I own pretty much all of that on vinyl. So I am pretty much familiar with most of those tracks. So, and now I do have another old gold. This one is Sweet Talking Guy, The Sound of the 60s Gals. I will pull it out so you can see the track listing better. Track listing. Then the back again, pause if you feel that you need to. This came out in 1989 again, one of those old gold ones. It's very cool to have. I like collecting old gold again. I've got a few of their LPs. I've got a big collection of old gold singles. So if you guys ever want to see that, let me know in the comments below. The only thing is though, is that I do tend to find them when I shop. Not all the time, but I do tend to find them quite a lot. So, but still, if you want to see my collection, just let me know, guys, in the comments below. And now I have this set. Now, this one is the actual full set. It's called The Heart and Soul of Rock and Roll. And this is tape 1 out of 4. There's 4 tapes in this. And this is Reader's Digest. That is the side 1 track list in there. And that is side 2. I'm going to go through these quite quick. So if you do want to read the track listing, I'm sorry, but you have to pause, of course. This is number 2. And the track listing is like this. Side 1, and that is side 2, and this is tape 3, but that isn't there. That's side 1, and that's side 2. By the way, guys, I just thought I'll show the label real quick. The labels are all the same on all 4 tapes, and then this is number 4. This one has 50s in this one, 50s hits. As you can see, that's it there. So pretty cool. Now we'll get to my last few tapes. This is Rockin' and Rollin'. There's 2 of these released on the Ditto label in 80s sometime. So these are both of them here. This is volume 1, this is volume 2. It has pretty much like 50s and 60s and 70s rock and roll stuff. That's the first one there. Of course, this contains someone who we don't wish to talk about, but that is the whole thing there. Apart from that, it's got, you know, got some good stuff in it. And then for volume 2, it does have one of my favourite songs. It does include Don't Fear the Ripper by the Blue Oyster Cult. That's the track list in there again for that one. So pretty cool indeed. I got given these by my grandparents, so I didn't have to buy these ones. Now I have this one, The Best of Top of the Pops 1984. Now I don't think, yeah, these ones are not the original artists. I don't know who the artist is on this. But it does have, it's got like a McCartney track on this, Ghostbusters theme. It does have some big 80s songs on them, but just unknown artist. I've played it before. and they don't sound near as good as the originals, in my opinion anyways. But still cool to have regardless. Again, I got this again from my grandparents' collection. So then my final two tapes for this video is going to be more Rock and Roll Greats Volume 1 and Volume 2. Of course, as it says, some 50s and I think a few 60s in there, rock and roll hits. Again, on that Ditto label. Well guys, that concludes this video on showing my cassette tapes. Again, this was a requested video, so if you guys want to see anything else in my collection, let me know. Again, I do have a few more tapes, but of course they're just like little home recordings, so that is my entire cassette tape collection. So if you guys enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and peace.